Hello there, Bobu here. Modern again. One of the few leftover ones. Well, I'm recording this in the middle of the month. I mean, the match was actually earlier, but they added the commentary. And because of the GPs, it's very likely that after I'm done with these modern test matches, I'd have pretty much no time to, bring you any videos. So yeah, don't be surprised that after this giant series of different modern versus matches, there'd be a break for a couple of weeks or something. I might record some overviews in terms of like what to play in standard after the Pro Tour, but that's probably about it. But other than that, I think I'll try to shift a bit more towards the strategy articles. So check out the blog. There's a link in the description below. I'm not gonna promise you many regular articles, but if I'm gonna write something, I think I'm gonna try to make it real good. But you'd be the judges of that. And this is a sort of a quick one compared to the other matchups we've had. That's Death Shadow John up against Vizier company. So basically your usual absent company, but upgraded with Amonkhet cards and basically the third combo package, which is sort of, your first package too at the same time. Yeah, it's a bit weird. I've seen actually in the past week or two people who had good results with this absent deck online. They've cut the Spikefighter plus Archangel, but I think that's still good, even though your Vizier package, that combo with Ballista, plays around Graveyard Hate, so you're not really dead with that package against Scourgeonews or Calatus or, just main deck relics out of Red Green Throne and things like that. But I still kind of like it. Also, having access to it is kind of good because there is a pretty significant increase in the number of surgical extractions around in the sideboards of like every second deck and stuff like that. Because Dredge is a thing, Storm is a thing, this deck is a thing, and so on. And Ghost Quarter, Surgical, your Tron piece, or Valakut is also a kind of common scenario. Because of that, hedging not only against Graveyard Hate but against Extract effect is quite important. So I'm gonna start things off here myself with a Black-Green Shark into Birds into 1. He's starting off with cycling the Street Wraith, and that's kind of weird. To do that first before fetching, because if you do that after fetching, there's a tiny difference, meaning that you'd be less likely to draw the land of the Street Wraith. It's a minimal difference, but I think it's worth it to pause and sequence it right. But maybe he's light on lands in his hands, and maybe that's why he wants to do it in this order. So turn 1 for Seas, so he's gonna be already down to 13 because Shock Fetch sees Street Wraith, yeah, so that's -7. So he is, if he's gonna, cast quick Goyfs or Shadows, they're gonna be big already. And I can't really punish him for that because I don't really have reach. Okay, I have Ballista, but that needs setup. I don't have even rat cap here because with ballista packages, like, you don't really need it. So he took out Witness with the Fort says. I think I just had like Corsair companies in my hand, so you gotta take Witness out here. It also allows me to return the fetch, so that I hit 4 mana for companies. I didn't really have a turn 2, so that's kind of bad for me. He has a Goyf. It's down to down to 10 because he again fetched and shocked, I believe. I just passed the turn because, well, 4 mana, that's company time. His Goyf is 3-4. Might get bigger soon. That's not really that much of a problem. He's gonna decay my bud now, which is really weird. I just don't get it. Like, wouldn't you rather just wait till I hit something important off of the company? And, you know, and then decay, whatever it is? I mean, it's kind of better because then maybe that you don't have surprises. Surprise like good blockers for of company, but what are you afraid of? Well, it grows Goyf to 3-4. I mean, the decay. Boy, who cares? Well, oh well, it will grow anyway because of company. Wouldn't he much rather prefer to, you know, for example, decay this recruiter here? Because there's a chance I just kill him here. Well, there's company number 2. And that's like, what, turn 4? Yeah, turn 4. Well, here's the kill. Devoted Druid in play, that's Squatch in play. Devoted Druid is not summoning sick. Here's Vizier, and then that doesn't really matter what else I take from this company. That's just kill. It's like infinite green, activate that Squatch whatever amount of times, find the ballistic, cast it for a gazillion, and just shoot down the opponent. He's already at 10, like, I don't even have to, you know, cast it for much. Well, it will be whatever size I want to. But yeah. And it's just so weird. And yeah, if he just attacked, I'll probably just take the damage. Then at his end of turn, I cast a company, flip those 2 dudes, he kills one of those, that's it. He has done the time. I'm not sure actually like what you're supposed to kill in that position. Probably kill the Devoted Druid, that's the highest upside. Because like without any combo piece, Recruiter is not like that amazing. And then yeah, but Devoted Druid just opens up so many possibilities. It also ramps up for 2. Could even ramp up more if I hit like an offensive, because like it's one of the big reasons to play an offensive this deck, just to keep on resetting Devoted Druid so you can cast more creatures in the same turn. Well, or sometimes you could reset it at instant speed off of company and cord, and you know, get extra mana this way. But that's easy. That's harder to, you know, set up. Yeah, that was pretty quick and surprising. So that was, I don't know what he was thinking when he just went to decay the bird here. It forces me to use the company now, but then like, come on. If I have a cord or another company, then I'd have a pretty good chance to actually just, you know, find whatever I need. So I'm thinking about like, do I actually need Scout Engineers? Well, Actually, I do, because Goif plus Colgan's command and Travers. Yeah. Um, and offense is nice because it actually pumps my dudes so that they get out of range of sun removal. But he's probably just gonna, mainly destroy my creatures with Maelstrom Pulse or Abrupt Decay or something like that. Um, yeah, things like that. What else can I say? Well, yeah, tracker maybe just a value that I don't really need. I think the Triskelen is just a proxy of the Ballista, because I have 4 of mine in the Eldrazi. Yeah, Relier can go probably. Relier can probably go. I think against control is like definitely good value. It's like another witness. But in this matchup, like, okay, if he kills some of my stuff, it's not a strategy, because he actually on average has less removal than uh, some like your generic control deck. Fin Hunter is probably a necessity because, well, I am gonna like silence some removal, but I don't know. I have to take something out to actually find space for that removal also. So thinking about the Scavenger's here, if I end up cutting it here, that's gonna be pretty bad. But I guess the plan is just to try to go off as quick as possible and just chum block. And Scooz is slow. Scooz is definitely slow. Siren definitely a pulse, free paths. What else? Magus. Let's try to, moan him out of the game. I don't have something like a stomping ground in the deck just because, like, well, it's gonna hurt against burn. You can play it instead of, for example, like one Razorverse if you could. But then again, you play 2 in that deck so that you actually don't burn yourself too much against burn. Didn't quite catch his sideboards. I'm pretty sure it should just contain some removal. And that's basically it. That's all he needs. I don't have surgicals of my own in this deck. It's such a... In this creature combo deck, which can actually go to technically infinite, cards like surgical not that great. I don't want to hurt the deck too much. You need not just the consistency, but the density, I would say, yeah. This is one of the reasons why people play Tidehollow Scholar. Over Thoughtseize. Even though I like still Thoughtseize more. And, well, what can I say? Try now Scholars in the side again, just because it seems like most of the players stuck on them. Just because of Galactic Company and so on. And just because it's actually a threat, and a lot of the time in most of the matchups you just need to buy yourself some time. I guess that's the thing. But I do like me some Thoughtseize. In a deck with Eternal Witness, come on. It's just great. Outside of just being a body, like why do people still want to play Scholar? Also, it's an artifact. Um, I'd say it's not a great feature, being an artifact in Modern. It's your only one, because this build doesn't even play Spellskite in the 75. But it might need it. I kind of know what to expect at the GP, but still hard to say. So it's just that most of the creature interaction, it's not just like spot removal, it's mass removal and discard. So something like Spellscite is losing a lot of value. If there be a lot of like Jessica Grixis control and then more of Jandor absent mid range, and I'm pretty sure I'd wanna put the Spellskite back into the deck. But in fact it's dead, so yeah. That's the thing. So he's with this Inquisition, he's looking at basically infinite mana with the Vizier and Druid and then Magus and 4 lands. Druid Chord, which can, among other things, get a Birds of Paradise at like turn 4. Well, earlier if I hit another Mana Dork. I'm not sure if I cited yet. Maybe I did. Actually, I have a feeling that I might need to side out some Mana Dorks in this matchup. Maybe, well, definitely not Devoted Druids because they're part of the combo, but then maybe those couple Nobles. Because Accelerating and Fast Company is not that important in this matchup. He might have some quick goifs, but not necessarily, and not like that matters a ton. Keeping birds because of Magus of the Moon, but I'm not like 100% certain about this Magus. So there's a chance that I would just wanna, run Fulminators or even Mind Sensor or something. Okay, here's the Vizier of Remedies of the Thicket on turn 2. Friend on the left is still just like digging for the deck. Well, obviously more discard is coming down. I have a Magus in hand, which is a blank, basically. And I have a Path. But he can probably, find another discard spell to take out the Path out of my hand before he casts any creatures. Yeah, taking out the core just probably a good idea. Because then actually I can't fetch out a bird to cast Magus. But then I think I see some Quilligan's Command is in his hand. So yeah, he would have an answer to the Magus. Well, if he would have mana up when I'd try to cast it. What is it I have in hand? Okay, a couple lands, Magus and Path. Okay, push taking out the Vizier. That's fine. Yeah, maybe running a stomping ground is not that bad of an idea. But just for the Magus, maybe it's not that worth it. I don't know. It's a big dilemma. What's actually better here? It's kind of hard to say. Fetching out the basic here. I guess because I still have more lands in hand, and because I guess I kind of want to prepare myself for potentially being able to cast the Magus this game. But that's still kind of ambitious. He doesn't have Path or Ghost Quad in his deck, obviously. I guess I just did that for Magus potentially. I caught a glimpse. I think I might have drawn a Kalak company in here. Not sure. I usually don't flicker my cards that much. Yeah, I think I did hit a company, yeah. So let's see what he does here. I'm not in great shape. Oh, that hurts. Well, what is it? They usually play one of it, if not two off. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. In response to him going for surgical on Devoted Druid, gonna cast a company here. Because even without without Devoted Druid, well, he targets Devoted, yeah. So with a copy of each gun, there is still a chance to, you know, hit some of the remaining ones at the same time. So yeah, this druid is actually just targeted out of graveyard with the surgical. I'm not sure like what was my other target. There's an argument to actually not take the Fin Hunter, maybe even just at all, if you know, even if there weren't other options. I decided to, you know, still put it on board because it's a beater, and put it just like that without actually hiding anything. Because he's a 12. I have a path in hand, so he'd need to cast a discard for the path before actually casting any creatures. If I didn't have a path in hand, I probably would have chosen not to take the hunter out. Just keep it in the deck for future companies or chords, or just naturally draw it and try to actually answer something on board. Yeah, kind of annoying to have a dead card in hand with that Magus. I'm thinking if there's any other red hate bear which would actually do things. I don't think I want anything like a harsh mentor. It's only good against Lantern, and even then they can just, you know, have something like, well, abrupt decay against it, for example. Here's a Lily, which is actually obviously fine here. Even if he just addicts, that really doesn't accomplish that much. He has a Kozilek's Return in hand. What the actual fudge? Plays a tap land and passes. I mean, the shock land. End of turn. I just don't get it. Why not to keep up mana for the return? So that then you can just like kill Vizier and something. And then maybe, you know, addict away the hunter. This way preserve the life total if you're not drawing any threats. They together attack for 3 damage. I kind of feel like if casting it this turn I would just go plus it, because then by default I can't kill it. I think going after my hand is much better in this situation, but I would wait for a turn at least for it. I don't get it, he just gave away this Lily, which could have been used much better. Well, in his defense I would say that this evening was long, and it was because it was evening at the end of the day, and we were to some extent merry, not that merry, but yeah, in a good mood anyway. Yeah, and this is why it's actually a good idea to stay more or less sober the entire Grand Prix weekend, for example, or definitely like at the Pro Tour, I think. Okay. Now this actually pays off. So my company only hit the Squatch Recruiter, and end of turn he casts Return to no Kimo above. That return, by the way, isn't a slot of Anger of the Gods in the sideboard. It just allows it to have better interaction against Affinity, for example, compared to Anger. Anger only matters against Dredge in this deck, but Return can save you in trickier spots. I'm not sure what's better. Depends on what's played more, I guess, at a particular event or location. Well, Kitchen Thing's gonna do some stuff here. I'm at 19, so I have a lot of life to work with here, I should say. That's a very weird decay for the Kitchen Things. In the attacks, I guess. No, that was end of turn. What? What? Okay. Let's just say that us having good time did affect his ability to play properly. And now I just top the Township, so I can just, not do anything and wait till he responds. What is he casting here? A Traverse, I believe. For what? Shadow would be for 4, so that's basically enough. But I still have the path in my hand, so yeah. So if he would actually use his resources a bit better, I would have been in much worse shape. Basically, decaying the things here. Um, Delaying the things here does make sense in the matter that otherwise I would have uh, extra chance to join to something good, like for example into another company that I'll be able to respond with and maybe assemble the entire combo. And by the way, it just hit me that with that surgical at the beginning, he probably should have taken out the Viziers and not the Devoted. Because Viziers actually are on double duty in this deck. They're part of the Devoted combo and part of the natural, like, basic combo. Okay, now he has Thoughtseize, but he went down to 5. I guess he had to take out that path, but there's a chance that he should have done it before he actually, you know... I mean, he should have done it after he hit some threat to protect with this Thoughtseize. Because he paused here for some time, it spells out that he does have the removal here in his hand for these kitchen things. And I have just a township up, so if he goes for removal, I just activate township. So he's kind of forced to just take the 2 damage here, go down to 3 and just hope to hit some blockers or maybe another removal or something. I'm basically hellbent here. The only card in my hand is the Magus that I can't cast. Here's an Inquisition taking out Magus, so this accomplishes basically nothing, because he knows that's the only card in my hand. Right. Attacking for 2 more. This is not lethal, because if I activate Township to try to go for lethal, he just kills it. Because if I hit enough mana in the second Township, then that's an absolute lock. Unless he has 2 removals. Okay, now with the second things, I basically just, seal the deal. Okay, he did have a Kolgan's command. I'm not sure if he had a threat in the graveyard to return with the commands. Yeah, so that's kind of weird. I get maybe he just didn't enjoy a single threat, like no ghosts, no shadows. So that's kind of weird. Okay, guys, hope you enjoyed this. Sorry for weird plays. Don't forget to subscribe. See you until the next sale. Goodbye, folks.